everyone, Sage here to talk about some trees, really special trees called mangroves. Here we go. I'm going to tell you a little bit about them and what makes them so special. As you can see here, I am on the water, and this is salty ocean water. And what makes something that makes these trees so very special is their ability to grow and survive in this really salty environment, which would generally be very harsh for a tree to be able to grow in. They have very many adaptations that allow them to live in an environment where salt water exists. Most trees, most plants can't survive on anything other than fresh water. And that could still be said to be true for mangroves because they don't really live off of salt water. They just have special systems within their really complex root systems that allow them to filter the salt out of the water so that they have plenty of fresh water to drink. The mangroves you see behind me are a type of mangrove called a red mangrove. And the red mangroves, you can kind of tell that they're red because of the reddish tint of their roots and the fact that they have this prop root system. Generally, mangroves have two types of roots. One would be these prop roots, which are these really beautiful arching downward branches that go into the water. And the other type of root is a pneumatophore. These red mangroves are sometimes called walking trees because their large, really highly branched root system makes it look like they are actually walking on the water. These roots are not only important for these trees, these roots have a lot of other functions that are really beneficial for the environment as a whole where these mangroves exist. These root systems also provide a safe habitat for many different species of both marine and terrestrial species, from oysters and mussels to manatees and lemon sharks. These oysters place themselves right in the middle, somewhere in the middle between high tide, the highest point of the water, and low tide, the lowest point of the water. And the reason why they do this is because if they were always in the water, they would always be exposed to other predators that might want to eat them. And if they were always out of the water, they would actually suffocate and die. So they have to be somewhere in the middle so that they can have the best of both worlds. Like most trees, mangroves are able to take carbon from the air or from the water and store it. And we call this carbon sequestering, and it's very important in regards to the environment because too much carbon in the atmosphere is one of the huge reasons, the main reason why we have climate change. These mangrove forests have better capability of sequestering carbon than some terrestrial rainforests. I've been mentioning this word climate change and talked a little bit about the role that carbon in the atmosphere plays in climate change. Two symptoms of climate change include rising sea levels and extreme storms. Mangroves protect shorelines and coasts everywhere from both of these things. And how it does that is through its complex root system that's able to hold soil in place and create a barrier so that erosion or sand or soil being washed away by water doesn't happen. These complex root systems also have the ability to trap contaminants from the water, which ultimately increases water clarity and quality. So far we've talked about how mangroves are able to help themselves, help the environment, help other animals in their habitat. But it's really amazing how mangroves can do so much more. I could probably spend all day talking to you about these amazing trees, but I will stop there. I encourage you to go outside, explore, and learn so much more. Thanks again for watching. We can't wait to see you back at Rancho El Chorro Outdoor School.